What's happening, Leafs Nation? It's Josh, and today I'm breaking down a brief yet blunt slap in the face from Robin Lehner on Twitter. We already know he's a big social media guy. He likes to speak his mind fairly unfiltered, but after hosting a Q&A on his Twitter account, certain Leafs fans, they're feeling like the team could be returning to the free agent blacklist. Since Toronto was fortunate enough to draft Marner and Matthews, we've seen a considerable influx of players willing to sign and play alongside the exciting young core, John Tavares being the most notable of these names. But after yet another season of coming up short in the first round, and it largely falling on the shoulders of our top line, it seems that the interest in joining Toronto could be dropping off. Well, that is for Robin Lehner at least. During that recent Twitter Q&A, a fan asked Lehner if he would have ever liked to join the Leafs, and the talented goaltender did not really beat around the bush, responding with a definitive no. And I know what you're thinking. Calling this a slap in the face seems pretty blown out of proportion, but I worry this one-worded response might say a little more than meets the eye. During that same Q&A, Lehner was asked by a different fan where he would have wanted to land had Vegas decided to trade him this offseason. His answer surprisingly was Buffalo and make things right. Although he was a former Sabre, this comment, by contrast, makes the culture of our Leafs franchise look pretty dismal. I would call the Leafs' current goaltending situation solid, but not quite ideal for a contender. And Lehner has proven himself as a serviceable number one goaltender. And despite only turning 30 this summer, I'd imagine comments like this rule him out as a potential future solution for the Leafs. But that's not realistically the upsetting part. It's more a statement which reflects how top goaltenders may now be looking at the defensive system and culture of Toronto, not to mention the constant psychological threat of our mainstream media. Let's not forget, even leading up to the series versus the Canadiens, Toronto was picked anonymously as the most likely first-round upset by NHL players. So the fact that it came to fruition in such a horrifying manner, it really validates how outside players are looking at our team. Although the majority of our free agent signings have been Canadian-born players in recent past, this team is still yet to win anything. Attracting a more diverse free agent pool, it could be key to rounding out our roster in the coming years, opposed to relying on older stars like Thornton, Spezza, and Marleau returning to the city far past their prime. Although these players have added great culture, the Leafs need to be more than just a retirement destination for former Canadian stars. And perhaps there are more players than we think who share Lehner's sentiment. He's just the most brutally honest. I'm certainly not trying to rag on my team here, because we've got solid management and high-end talent. But to ensure the prolonged success, we need to rebrand the culture and style of this team, especially to reverse the narrative of leaving goaltenders out to dry on the ice and in the media. Lehner gave it to us brief and simple, but I felt like it said a lot more than he put out there in that tweet. And who can blame him? At this point, Leafs Nation can't really clap back. We're in our feelings about how players around the league see our team, but it's just reasonable considering the amount of crumbles we've had in recent years. I think we can all agree, as Toronto Maple Leafs fans, we take by far the most heat in the whole entire NHL. Chirps after chirps. And we need to wear them because until we have proven results in the playoffs, that stigma won't be put to rest. Make sure to share your thoughts on Robin Lehner's tweets in the comments, and as always, please like and subscribe so we can keep this content coming. And I'm looking forward to the season despite all the slander we continue to take as a collective fan base. Signing off.